just give people a couple more minutes. Cassie, can you just give me a note when you can see people logged in, and we can kick off when we've got people logged into the Zoom call? Okay. Hello and welcome, everybody. My name is Gary Woodcock, and I'm an EMEA director at Winfo Solutions, and we are an Oracle value-added partner and provide services and solutions to Oracle customers, both across on-premise and their cloud solutions. Thank you for joining. We've got a really exciting webinar to share with you today about organizations and the challenges that they face with the quarterly update process and the testing of those quarterly updates through the Oracle Cloud Fusion applications. What we want you to sort of take away from this webinar is rather than the testing process being a necessary evil, something that has to be done in the environment at a cost and doesn't really provide any value back, is to spin that round and use this testing process to sort of weaponize yourselves in the growth of the organization, from enabling those new technologies that Oracle is releasing on the quarterly basis, making sure that you can enable those technologies, maybe for competitive advantage, maybe for cost savings, or maybe for process improvements across the organizations. So we're going to go through and discuss with two of my colleagues, one from Oracle, one from Winfo, and we're really looking to provide you with information about how other organizations are overcoming some of the testing challenges. We have a chat, we have a question and answers tab at the bottom of the screen here for the Zoom users, and what we would like to do is to fire a lot of questions and answers into us as we go through the webinar. Also, what we'd like to do is just understand really from you guys how many days currently you're taking within your testing processes. Certainly organizations that we work with, anything from 6 to 14 days through the testing cycles to get that approved, signed off, tested, and completed from a start to finish process. And what we're going to share with you today are strategies to reduce that through the process that we'll share with you. So can I have the next slide, please? So our agenda is very light. We've already completed the first session, and then we're going to get into a chat with Silviu and Sumanjit, really around some customer information and data that we've been able to glean from the advantages that the automated testing process that we'll share with you has been able to deliver to not just this customer, but other customers. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce the two other individuals. Can I have the next slide, please? Yeah, so Sumanjit, could you give us a couple of sentences about yourself and who you are, what you do, please?
Sure. Thank you, Gary. Good morning, everyone. So I'm Sumanjit Saha, and my role at Winfo Solutions is Director and Product Strategy for Winfo Test Solution. I have oversee everything from defining the product roadmap to managing the full solution lifecycle. I have over 16 years of experience in IT, specializing in AI/ML, software automation, and quality assurance. My expertise has been in building innovative products at companies like Oracle, Dell, CyberArk, Ivanti, and taking them to the next level by driving continuous improvement, optimizing processes, and ensuring exceptional quality and performance. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you, Sumanjit. And we also have Silviu with us from Oracle, and it's a special week for Silviu. It's his 19th anniversary or 19th year with Oracle. So certainly congratulations on that, Silviu. Could you just give us a quick background about yourself and just what you do at Oracle currently and sort of the customer engagements that you get involved in, please?
Yes, thank you, Gary, for the introduction. I am a technology guy. Current role is account cloud engineering, meaning I am part of the cloud team. I am located in Romania, and I am covering the architect role for the big accounts. We are calling these big accounts named accounts. And in this technology role, I am also working very closely with my colleagues from the applications, from the SaaS area. And today we will discuss about such a collaboration, technology and application, PaaS and SaaS, for a big customer here in Romania who is a subsidiary of a Western headquarter company.
Fantastic, thank you. So our journey, as you mentioned, started about 2 years ago when one of your customers had made the leap from e-business suite into the cloud world. Can you just give our guests a little bit of background about the customer and the first challenges or inklings that they were having some issues with the implementation and the testing side of things of that?
Yes, as you mentioned, the main topic is ERP. And this customer is a large user of e-business suite, our Oracle ERP traditional solution. And they were using e-business suite for many, many years. It was the decision at the group level, SaaS layer, to become a standard from Fusion ERP. And in their journey to migrate towards on-premises e-business suite to Fusion ERP, they migrate some modules in the first phase of the projects. Currently, there are some other modules in the second phases of the projects. In time, the complexity of the cloud-based solution of the Fusion ERP increased in the terms of testing. It's a different paradigm than on premises when you can have everything functioning, up and running, but not to try yourself to be up to date to the technology versus the cloud world where you have to be up to date to the technology. And there are quarterly patches. And in these quarterly patches, because things are changing from the technological perspective, is needed to be tested that the data and the functionality is still functional. And this is the moment when this project started.
Okay. And when the customer was going through these sort of early stage, I guess, understanding of what they had with cloud from an on-prem, obviously there's a new learning that the organization goes through. From a testing perspective, were they able, did they look at the new aspects of, I mean, you called it patches, the new releases of technology that could be enabled from there, or was it just, let's get over this hurdle of testing and then we can move on? How did they sort of view that at the time?
I believe it is not only a transition from the on-premises to the cloud world, it's also some kind of change in the mindset. Because initially you tend to proceed in the cloud with the same mindset you are having in on-premise. However, things are differently. And customer should change also the mindset, meaning the testing in the cloud suddenly was different than the testing on premises.
Mm-hmm.
And the behavior was to do it manually. And it seems the effort, meaning the workforce and also the time spent to do the manual testing, reached after a while a limit. And this is the moment when they should identify an automation solution to do the testing.
Okay.
And they start looking in the market available solution in order to automate testing for the Fusion ERP modules. This was the topic.
Okay. And so could you share with us the sort of criteria, parameters that they were looking when they did their market test? You know, what sort of things that were they looking for, and were things that were important to them during that process?
Yes, two, three main KPIs were to be about automation, already mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
Another very important one, the context was about Fusion ERP and automation of Fusion ERP quarterly updates. And another KPI was also the flexibility of the testing solution.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's Fusion. However, we are having some other satellite applications working with Fusion. Would be that future solution able to integrate also the satellite applications and to offer an end-to-end testing?
Mm-hmm.
And that there were, of course, many other criteria in the bidding process, but I believe these were the three pillars to be considered as KPIs during the evaluation process.
Okay. And after the evaluation process, there was a market due diligence and competitive process to evaluate solutions, and thankfully, Winfo Solutions won. Can you draw on any? I know it was 2 years ago. Any thoughts about what it was about the Winfo solution that drove that decision?
Yeah, what I would say first, the process was a normal one. It was a bidding process with the steps, the phases. Let's see the product in a presentation, combined with a demo. Let's deep dive based on our needs and to see some proven concept. After this, it was the RFP with a very specific request. So the journey was a classical one. In this journey, there were different competitors. And in this bidding journey, the three criteria mentioned earlier were the ones going in the direction of selecting the winner. And again, it's Fusion ERP. It's about automation and how good is the solution in automating testing scripts. And again, it's not only Fusion. What about the other applications surrounding Fusion?
Okay. Okay. Thank you for that. So rolling on 2 years now since that journey started, automated testing versus manual testing. What's your thoughts on the improvements and the benefits that the organization has realized by moving into that automated testing phase?
Yes, what happened after the winning award? It was a period to match the detailed needs with the automation testing suite from Winfo. And in this period, it was a surprise, I would say, for everybody, the good fit, out of the box good fit. Because from the very beginning, 90% of the needs can be covered with the already defined capabilities Winfo technical team built. After this, it was the 10% remaining specific needs, and it was, let's call it, the customized scripting for this. And when things were stabilized, the in production testing cycle now
Yeah,
is taking 2 days,
sure.
which is fantastic in terms of time optimization
Yeah.
and the pressure, which is not anymore on the shoulders of the customer.
No, no, that's a massive cost savings. And just quickly, any thoughts on what those individuals who were taking when the testing was manual and was taking maybe 8 to 10 days, now it's down to 2. What some of those individuals are doing with that time that they've got back now?
Also, in this component of the testing team, it was a transformation.
Okay.
Initially, the testing team was doing different type of activities. They were not doing only testing. They were doing also analysis. They were doing functionality work,
Yeah,
ERP functionality work. Uh, what happened? First of all, the huge advantage, the initial pressure disappeared. So there is no time pressure, there is no resources pressure.
sure.
Um, Initially, they were able to allocate the time towards the other uh, orientations of theirs, working on analysis, working on the functionalities. But
Hmm.
in time, these teams specialized on testing, and they specialized back to back with the Winfo automation testing suite, and they are working together, aligned, harmonized, what suite is offering with what they have to do. And what I can say to conclude, for sure, they are doing a higher quality work than they were doing before, the
Sure.
monthly tasks, which are not so compelling for them.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, the aspect of because you've got a little bit more time or you've clawed time back from other tasks that were on your to-do list, the quality of your output across the things that you are doing increases. That's an interesting part of I guess the benefits of automated testing.
Yes, as you can imagine, the remaining time now, they can really understand the new features from Fusion
Yeah,
ERP
exactly.
and to really put the value of these features
Yeah,
for the business needs, for the market needs, which is
great.
what everybody would dream to happen.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you so much, Silviu. I really appreciate the insight there. I'm going to bring Sumanjit into the conversation now. Sumanjit, one of the things that Silviu touched on during his description and explanation there of how the customer was doing the transition was a little bit about maybe having a non-stable state within their cloud environment during implementation, and then a stable state outside of that in terms of, they're in regression testing, they're up and running, they're live. The testing process is very different to an organization that is implementation focused. Can you give us some insights in terms of how Winfo looks at an organization from a perspective of, what sort of solution are they going to require based on where they are in their journey to cloud?
Yes, sure. Thank you, Gary. So Winfo Test has several experts. We have the Oracle functional expert, and then we have our team of experts who looks into the requirement of a particular customer and then identifies where they need the maximum coverage. And based on that, we design a set of scenarios or scripts that exactly meets their requirement, right? And then we also have the impact analysis, that been conducted through our pre-general availability, right? And we have the results being used to kind of also improve the
Hmm.
coverage. And in that way, what happens, and with our tool, like we have the one-time setup, and then we just with a one-click execution, right? And everything is just smooth, and then the customer is able to leverage our tool as well as
Yeah,
free up the time in performing something which is very needful to the business.
sure. Sure, that's interesting. So the one-click execution and the setup that Winfo does, that would allow maybe smaller, less complex organizations to have an individual who isn't a dedicated tester to leverage the solution and to use the solution. I know we're going to see it soon, and it is very intuitive as a solution to use, but I guess it's not just targeted towards large, complex, global enterprise organizations. Smaller organizations can use it no matter where they are on their journey because of the way that you've structured the solution to work. Can you just share sort of quickly with me a little bit about sort of testing as a service and the offering as just software as a service, and how a customer will receive benefits from both of those?
Absolutely. So I think we offer testing as a service as well as software as a service. So in testing as a service, our dedicated team constantly works with the customer. We do rigorous coverage understanding, and then we create everything. We create your scheduler, and then with one-click execution we perform, and then we also generate the detailed report. We do our own validation. If it fails, we rerun and then provide the entire analytics to the customer for them to just leverage. Whereas in SaaS, we do almost the same, except we just make that click action available for the customer to perform. They just click and everything is run as smooth as ever, and then they get the detailed report with all the analytics.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And SaaS, the customer is able to run it as a SaaS tool themselves,
Right.
and there's education, training, and support, as you would expect, to help them through the journey there.
Throughout the journey, yes, our expert is always there to help them out in every piece, every way.
Great. So I'm just looking at a question here that we've got from Brian in London, and he's asking about the implementation process. So where does the Winfo Test SaaS solution sit? How does it get access to, my testing environments? Yeah, please answer that question.
Absolutely. So Winfo Test basically sits in Oracle Cloud, right? And that is in our tenancy. So the customer gets access to the SaaS solution, and they are given a set of users with different access levels. So we have role-based access, and then they're able to access the solution, and the Fusion Cloud application sits in their environment, and we securely, access the application and then perform the testing for them.
Okay. That sounds fairly simple. And there's always the old information security team that will be tapping on people's shoulder as something's about to hit the systems there. What sort of measures have we got in place to satisfy the requirements of the information security team?
Absolutely. I think Winfo Test is top notch in that matter. So in terms of data protection, we do sensitive data handling very well. We do data masking. We securely destruct data which is not required, right, as per customer's requirement. We also do role-based access control. We have project-based access control, right? And also every communication that happens is very secure over TLS and SSL encryption, as well as we have secure API integration. And more than that, we are GDPR and SOC 2 Type 2 compliant. So that adds on to the security level.
Okay. Fantastic. So, and I know, from my time at Winfo, we've got probably 35, 40 customers across multiple industry sectors, across many different types of requirements of data and data security. And we've been able to satisfy all of their requests from a security perspective.
Very true.
Another question for you from Ashish in Dubai, and this is around the scripts. And whenever we talk about testing, we talk about test scripts, whether it's a manually created script that somebody will execute outside of an automated testing tool, or a script that will create and add into the testing tool. So maybe we could see this in action. Maybe we could take a look at how we would create a script, manage a script, and take a look at the solution to answer Ashish's question.
Absolutely. So let me quickly go into the next slide. Great. So let me take some time to talk about Winfo Test's key features, right? So as we understand, right, Winfo Test is a SaaS-based solution, which is fully cloud-enabled, and it eliminates any hassle of infrastructure management, providing the ease and access and flexibility, right? So our tool also provides role-based access and project-based access or security, as I told. So that means right people have the right access to the sensitive data, And also the security configuration can be also customized on a project by project basis, right? And best part is Winfo Test comes equipped with a robust pre-built test library over 1,600 standard scripts. Okay, that is tailored over Oracle Cloud application, several modules, right? And also our AI-powered assistant, right? Script assistant is designed intelligently. So the user just navigates to the application, executes the test scenario, and our script assistant just captures every step along with the test data, the input test data, to create the test script, right? So along with that, we have end-to-end process validation, right? So we ensure that your end-to-end workflows, right, function flawlessly, identifying any potential breakdowns across interconnected modules and maybe several third-party applications, right? So Winfo Test also does pre-validation of test data, so before execution, so that we ensure that accuracy between your input data and the data present in the Oracle Cloud is maintained and your execution does not fail. And we also, as we said, we also do several third-party application testing as well as PaaS extension testing. So we support like Oracle Cloud PaaS extensions such as VBCS, Apex, ADF, reports, and integrations like Oracle Cloud Integration and so on, right? And also we have an amazing feature. We have self-healing script, which will automatically adapt to any UI change and ensure that your test script remains functional, which basically, I think in the automation world, so we frequent changing locators, that can be prevented. So, and the one-click action is achieved by the test scheduler. So manual intervention should not be required every time you need to run tests. So our automated scheduling allows your tests to be executed at predetermined times or triggered by events in your CI/CD pipeline. And all our scripts are running in parallel, in background. So we execute multiple scripts in parallel, maximizing efficiency and significantly reducing your overall testing time. So it actually does that by auto scaling and ensuring high availability throughout the execution period, right? And we also have detailed reports and comprehensive analytics that will help you identify patterns, fix your recurring problems, and make informed decisions faster. And we have real-time alert system, which will notify stakeholder of the steps being executed, as well as any critical issues, right? And our codeless test automation allows teams to just create and execute test script without writing a single piece of code, right? It's all in English, and whether you are from IT or you're a business user, you can just create test scripts without any issue. And we also support, we have multi-language and major web browser supports, so it enhances coverage. And our scripts are also version controlled. So as Oracle provides quarterly basis updates, so our scripts are version controlled in such a way that the clients can go to the particular version and re-execute the scripts again and again. So that is how it is. Now let me quickly go to the next slide. So where we talk about the testing approach that I was talking about. So we have a three-phase approach. The step one is our one-time setup, and then our execution, and then our analytics and report. So we analyze your existing test script, we add custom scripts from the standard script that we already have, and then our script assistant is also being used to generate new scripts. And what we do next is we just create test runs, and we create from the test library, right? And then we also create test scheduler and templates based on the streams adding to the test run. And once that is done, we're able to input test data automatically through Excel or through manual interventions, and then copy the test runs and test schedulers and auto-populate the test data, and then finally validate the test data before execution through our pre-validation process. And once everything is done, we are just able to click and execute end-to-end the entire process, and we can then easily generate the report, or and the reports are generated, and then we are able to validate the report, and also we can share it on several places, like you can share to your SharePoint, and also if a scenario fails, you can also create a Jira and directly it will upload or create the bug for you. Now let me quickly go to the demo part of it. So yeah, let me.
Well, while you're just doing that, a quick question.
Sure.
So you please carry on setting up, and I'll ask a question. How long sort of to set up a script does it take with the solution, as opposed to maybe on a manual basis? Would you say what are the sort of cost savings per script creation? Is that one of these questions that is as long as a piece of string, or do we have metrics that would allow us to sort of benchmark that a little bit?
Yes. So I think our script creation is pretty swift. So we have a team of experts that actually take maybe matter of hours or even days to quickly create your scripts. They will analyze, they'll review, they'll validate, and you will have your scripts in no matter of time. So we definitely benchmark there as well. Yeah.
Okay.
Great. So
Great.
I'll just go ahead with the demo. So here we are. So I'm able to log in through my SSO. So this is how our home screen looks like, or landing page looks like. And if you see in the landing page, we have a navigation menu, right? As well as we have tiles that would take you to the different features that are available on the tool. So you have a test script library, we have a test run, we have the scheduler, and then we have an admin section if you are an admin user. So over here in the dashboard, if you see, you will be able to view all the analytics, right? All the test execution by summary of modules, the test runs by module, and also certain metrics or certain charts, by test run or execution status. You can also filter them by the release version. Like, let's say I want to see 24D, I can just select it and it will show the data populating for that. Then we have different streams. Let's say you want to see finance, data execution, or SCM or PPM or SCM, you can do that. Or also you have your projects, right, which you are tagged to. You can just select them and you're able to view it. Now let me quickly go to the test script library. Okay, so here, if you see, you are able to create your scripts. So we have several methods to do that. So the best method is obviously our AI-powered script assistant. But apart from that, you can also create script manually, as well as you can just batch upload. You have a template which you can download and then add your script step, right, which are like your English language scripts, and then you upload it and you create your script. Over here, you can also search your scripts. So you can search by product version. So I can just select 24D, and then I can just go to my target application, which is my Oracle Fusion. Then I can select a process area module, and I'll be able to search my entire script. And once the script is populated, I'll be able to select a particular script and then view every detail of that particular script. So the script details, then the script details, and then any customization that I have been doing so far. Okay, so now let me go quickly to the script creation process through our AI-powered script assistant. So it is basically a simple Chrome extension that can be installed, and here it is how it looks. And we just have to click on start, and then we go to our Oracle Fusion Cloud application. Now let's say you are going to create an invoice, right? So let me follow those steps. I go to the menu, I select my payable section, and I click on invoices. Then I quickly go to my tasks, click on create invoice.
Yes, so we can certainly tell this is a live environment, right?
Yeah, it's Oracle Cloud environment. Yeah, it takes a bit of time, but yeah, we're up and running. So yes, so over here, let's say we'll enter our business unit. It populates and we select it. Then we enter, let's say, our supplier, select it. Then there are some pre-populated data, which I will show you how you can validate later. And let me just add my invoice number. Then let me add my amount. And let be the remaining fields. Then I go to lines. I will just enter the line amount. Then I'll go to my distribution combination. I let the company be the same. I'll do a search. I select the first option and then I click on OK. Now I see the data is generated. So now what I'll do is I'll do an invoice action and I will validate the data, which will definitely, say that, it needs revalidation. So I will just copy the amount, updated amount, and re-enter into the amount section. And then again, click on validate. And then it validates my amount. So it is my scenario. And then I save and close, and I'll then maybe log out. And then what I do is I just click on stop and submit. It will give me a form. So in this form, I'll just go and enter the details, required details. So it is a procure to pay module. It is basically, under accounts payable. Let me select a role, which might be AP manager. Then I give the name. So let's say I give demo accounts payable. Yeah. create invoice. And then I give a description. Then I select maybe a priority, which might be high. Then I select a version of Oracle release, and then I select maybe to type standard script, and it says Oracle Fusion, and I do a submit. So if you see, it
Wow.
automatically generates a script number.
Mm-hmm.
So this script number, I can definitely go to my test library and then immediately search for it with the script number, or I can do any other search for, let's say I can do by creation date, where I select the date, and then it just shows me the script that I created. So here it is populated. If you see, the details are exactly what I filled. And also, if I go to my script steps, I can see all the navigation that I have done in simple English language, which actually makes it very easy for me. And then there are actions, which are basically the actions that I'm performing. So our intelligence system automatically converts that into the script, right? So that is also handled by AI. And also, if you need to do some validation of the fields, so you can just go and add an extra step, and then you can just simply add your validation point. So we can also do the input data over here. So whatever is already being entered, it will capture it, but you can also go and update it, right? So this is how our script assistant works. So now let me quickly move to the test run section. So in the test run section, what I normally do is, right, so I have, let's say, the set of scripts which I'm sending or testing a particular stream. I can just add them one by one, right, and then create my test run, and then that particular test run is ready to be executed. So I can execute them in the test run itself. So I can just create a particular or click on a particular script. If you see, so this is a create invoice script which I just created, and then it has its input parameters which can be manually entered, or you can actually enter them through a template. So you can just download this template, you can add those input values, an Excel template, and then upload them, right? So you can also create dependencies. So for example, over here, there are two scripts, that is your create invoice and manage invoice. And obviously manage invoice depends on create invoice. So you can also create a dependency over here, and then that will actually respect the dependency and make sure first your create invoice is executed, and then your manage invoice. And apart from that, you can also execute your scripts over here, right? So you can select your script individually, and also you can select all the scripts and run from over here, apart from the scheduler. And you can also validate your scripts, right? So for example, let's say I want to make sure that my this particular input test data is present in my Fusion or not. So I just save it and do a validation, and it will return that it is present, right? And if let's say there is something which is not there, so I just select, let's say, validate, and it will exactly tell me, okay, it is not there. So this can be performed automatically, and that is going to help me to identify or fix any input data issues before even running my test. Let me next move on to the scheduler part of it. So where exactly our magic happens, how our customer is able to execute everything with just a click of a button. So you have, let's say, a particular stream, and let's say it is SCM, and you have like set of test runs, let's say on sourcing or inventory management and cost accounting regression. I can just add them into my scheduler and then schedule, let's say on 6th there is an update, and then I just want to make sure that the update is happening on time. So I just do one thing, I just schedule it for that particular date, and then I just click on this button, and it will automatically run, or the customer can click on this button, it will automatically run and generate a report, right? So I will just show you how we can even copy. So let's say I have run this once, it is passed, and let me just quickly, let's say, copy this schedule. I want to rerun it again. So I just do a rerun of demo scheduler, right?
Okay.
And then I can select the project, the configuration. The configuration is where all the data resides, which Fusion application URL to hit, and rest all information. And then I just schedule a date. Let's say it might be a future date, right? 7th, and I just select a particular time, and then it automatically also capture the test runs that I'm running. So and I just go and just save them. I can even add a new test run if I want to re-execute some, or maybe execute something new. And then this is your test scheduler, which is ready.
Okay. So this can be done overnight or over the weekend when you just don't want much activity on your system for whatever reason. It's just
Correct.
schedule that's more
exactly.
convenient for
And if you
yourself.
also see, you can also create a dependency between your test runs. If you, let's say, you want your inventory management regression testing that to be run after your sourcing, you can do that as well. So like in the test run. So this is done. And exactly. So this is how basically it is, how easy it can be, right? So if you see this, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
And what about reporting on the side of this? What do we get out of the system that tells us what's been tested and successful, what's been tested and failed?
Absolutely.
I know from the guys that are using manual testing processes, that reporting side of things is one of the biggest issues that they have.
Absolutely. So let me show you from a scheduler point of view, so what kind of report it shows. So let me just open a report. So if you see, since it has run, and all the test runs have almost like passed, or what are the detailed reports. If it is failing, you can re-execute. What are the status, right? It will show you all the details over here. And then you can just run the re-execution, it will do it again. And also, if you want to go inside a scheduler, I want to see, like, let's say I want to see an individual test run, details, you can do that as well. So let me open my, let's say, demo regression, and I want to see, let's say, how my test run went, right? Individual test run went. And then it is going to provide you with all the details, including, the test run name, executed by date, start time, end time. You can actually also see the elapsed time, configuration name, and every other detail, and also all the tests that have been executed as a part of that particular test scheduler. And then each test case, what is the execution time, and then every step being with the screenshot and the actions being performed, properly documented for your audit purpose. So the customer just can go through it and see the tests have failed, why they have failed, or if they passed, they have an audit trail. So this is how the report looks like.
Wow, that's pretty comprehensive, right?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Indeed.
Conscious of time, Sumanjit and Silviu as well. We've got about 4 minutes left. I think we should just sort of provide a quick summary to what our thoughts are and really. So I started the webinar with a fairly provocative statement around almost a challenge for organizations to weaponize their testing process and make that something that's a competitive advantage for the business. Silviu, any more thoughts from your side in terms of how organizations, rather than looking at this as a chore, as a must-have, as a must-do, to more positive benefit outlook from a customer perspective?
How I see it now after the implementation and running in production for 2 years, for sure the value is there. I would name it the new normal. It's the new normal of cloud, the new normal of software as a service, which is the finality of this process, of this new normal. You are up to date with the full stack. You are up to date with the technology. You are up to date with the application layer. You are up to date with the business capabilities. So the IT legacy does not exist anymore in this new paradigm. Even if maybe initially it is perceived to be a cost, this permanent testing, after having it in production, after using it for 2 years, you might say, if this is the price, let's pay it, because we are up to date now and we remain there, and is no need from 3 to 3 years, 4 to 4 years to do whatever we used to do in the on-premise paradigm, because everything is functioning and is working. And this testing as a service, because it's testing as a service, is just another service. And the business just should go on and to bring value to the market, to the customer.
Sure. No, thank you for that. And Sumanjit, any last thoughts from yourself?
Yep, I think I think Winfo Test is the key for your any Oracle Cloud, testing requirement that you have. I think Winfo Test has the best approach, and our roadmap is even stronger. So we have a lot of AI level innovations that are, up in our roadmap. Like we have an analytics that is being, already planned. So it can actually go through your existing scripts and then suggest you a coverage. It can go through your reports and suggest you, the failures and suggest, the fixes. Also, it can actually go through your existing report or data, right? And also suggest you what all modules to be included in order to perform better in terms of, your update releases. Yeah.
Fantastic. Great. Okay. We're spot on 45 minutes. Apologies for those that raised questions that we weren't able to get to. We will revert to answering those questions via email and get responses out to you before the weekend's in. Thank you very much, Silviu. I appreciate your time. Thank you very much, Sumanjit. Appreciate your time. And most of all, thank you very much to our guests. Really appreciate your time too. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you.